You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Road Rants for Black and White Sports. And let's talk about this ongoing drama with the Pittsburgh Steelers and them having honored essentially a guy that may have been the trigger guy in a drive-by shooting Monday night versus the Giants in the Monday Night Football doubleheader shown on national TV on ESPN. ANTWON ROSE Jr. was the criminal the Steelers decided to put on the back of their helmets, complete with the gunshot residue, handgun residue on his hands. Well, now we're finding out as more players are opening up. Remember, Mike Tomlin and Cam Hayward sent the message. The Steelers are sending a unified message. We're finding out now that was complete horseshit. There was no unified to it whatsoever. Steelers' Minkah Fitzpatrick, a hell of a football player, decision to wear ANTWON ROSE's name on the back of the helmet was made by management. As we know, Alejandro Villanueva, he put a fallen Army soldier's name on the back of his helmet. Maurkice Pouncey came up yesterday and said they were not provided the full story on who ANTWON ROSE was. And when he did find out, it painted a much different picture for him. Maurkice Pouncey is somebody that he backs the blue. He does a ton of work with police, not only in Pittsburgh, but in Florida. And now this is starting to look worse and worse for the Steelers because Minkah Fitzpatrick has come out and made a further statement about the situation. Quote, "We knew we were going to have somebody on the back of our helmets, and it wasn't exactly clear on what that was going to be." Fitzpatrick said, "It was made mostly by everyone upstairs." The confusion about how Rose's story ended up being highlighted doesn't exactly jibe with the team's intent, stated by Mike Tomlin and defensive tackle co-captain Cam Hayward to quote-unquote present a unified message. Fitzpatrick is confident whatever happened on the field in New Jersey won't be repeated and downplayed the idea that it was symbolic of any problems in the locker room. Quote, "I don't think there's any cohesion issues. We're all grown men. We all have one goal, and that's to win the Super Bowl. And we're able to put all the little stuff aside." Team President Art Rooney II stressed in a statement that the organization's respects, quote, "the decisions of each players and staff relating to how to express themselves on social justice topics." Rooney noted that those actions might not always draw widespread praise. "We understand that individually we may or say or do things that are not universally accepted. There are uncomfortable conversations, but we need to strive for a force of unity in our efforts to support more just society. We all come from different places, different backgrounds, everything else like that, but when we're out on the field, we have the same goal, same mindset to win a game at hand. Quote, "We'll go out there in the locker room, be a team, and work out." That was another statement by Fitzpatrick. We're finding out. I was told the other day, I've got a friend who knows somebody that went to an SEC school who plays on a Florida team right now, and essentially the social justice directives that one of the teams got, I almost dropped the team, that one of the teams got was from the NFL, and it was basically non-negotiable. If you want to play football, you're doing this. Well, that tells you right there. Look at how many players, just on the Steelers, that did not know exactly what was going on. And yeah, these guys are adults. They should absolutely find out who this guy is. Okay? But let us talk about the fact that this is a multi-billion-dollar franchise. It is probably what? In the top 4 or 5 most universal NFL franchises in the country, the Steelers have a massive across America fan base. I know 3 or 4 Steelers fans right here in rural Texas. Okay? They've got a massive fan base that stretches across the country. You know, they're one of quote unquote America's teams. And the absolute irresponsibility by the Steelers to A, not have picked somebody that was a trigger man in a drive-by, B, not to have fully explained everything to the players, 3, why in the world would you not make sure that if you're going to go out there and make a statement on national television, that everybody, this is on Mike Tomlin too, big time. I like Mike Tomlin a lot, but he completely failed here as a football coach. As the leader of that team, he has got to go into that locker room and explain all of it. Not curb around it to make this guy look like a saint, ANTWON ROSE JR, who we find out is a total scumbag, and now Steelers players are finding out he's a total scumbag, and they're like, oh, Jesus. So you can bet one thing, going forward this season, Steelers players will be very careful, it looks like, about who they've got on the back of their helmets. And David Dorn, anybody? Cannon Hennett, anybody? Is anybody going to honor? David Dorn, Tyler Eifert talked about honoring him. Is anybody going to honor those two names instead of the false narratives of police brutality? Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports. We're growing like crazy. We appreciate it. Peace. We're out till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.